Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 128 of Trials and Trebuchets. I'm your dungeon master, also known as DM Luke. And joining me are my fucking players, and whose names are as follows.
DM for dummy.
Introduce yourself in order, please, and thank you.
Reporting for duty, Ben, and I play the level 7 gnome wizard, Windsor Wallaby.
Hi.
Mr. Wiggles is back.
God fucking right he is.
I think.
Hello, reporting for DM. It's me, Carla, and I play the level 7 tiefling roguelike Integrity Idleberry and my shaggy, spry blue squirrel Ida Idleberry. Bye for service.
Signing off.
Leave the
Signing
room.
off.
Fuck. Cool. I don't know military words, but I know how to say fuck. Cool. I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the fucking level 7 half-elf fucking bard. Broken glass is glittering with diamonds. We just had moments with Artis's wife and pushed back the hands of time.
Standing at attention
Incredible.
is Sam, and I play the level 7 human sorceress Sarah Neb Syndrome. And Carla, you almost made me spit out my water with the DM joke.
Oh,
And that's my intro.
I'm sorry.
It's
okay.
okay.
You're
I got
okay.
it.
Also, I didn't know you were playing such a stereotypical bard, Sarah, describing her as
Boo!
a fucking bard.
Boo!
And
Get off the
last
stage!
time on Trials and Trebuchets,
You suck.
the students stormed the
hostile
dorms
group.
in search of the supposed student, Fidan. Running into a frozen room of broken mirrors, they wondered aloud, "Hey, shit, did we take too long?" in reference to finding a replacement for the shepherd of potentiality. But they were soon interrupted by a lost woman before they could figure out that whole train of thought. Telling her about how they were separated from Artis, the students left a broken up Fidan in the dorm hallway as they
Oops.
left to investigate their increasingly worrisome world.
I'm not cleaning that.
No.
Well,
It's okay. Toll's here now, so they can do it.
Oh,
Jeeds is
yeah!
home. Yeah, Jeeds is here.
Oh my gosh, everything's gonna
Jeeds
be
is
clean
here.
again.
Jeeds is here.
Jeeds.
My
Jeeds
voice
is here.
That means, like, what other things have changed? We have to figure that out.
Yeah.
It's spicy.
Winsler is 1 inch taller.
That's
But it's
inconceivable.
only because his hat is slightly taller.
18.
It's because
Okay.
like Wiggles, Wiggles is sitting on top of the hat, and Winsler
Yeah,
counts
yeah.
Wiggles as part
Every
of his height.
episode, Winsler's hat grows a centimeter.
Oh. It's like a fucking
Doug
meter and a half
Dimmadome, owner of
taller
the
now.
Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Doug
Okay.
Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Thank you for finding my long lost son, Winsler.
let's pull it together, hooligans.
Got it.
Okay. So, when we last saw our students, these wonderful little shitheads, they were debating in the hallway what the hell to do in this time of incredible dread. And I think the ending solution that we had arrived at was getting a notebook full of some fucking notes and then zipping on over to the old chapel to go visit your best friend Neska's house, right? And see if there was some bullshit there. That based on the evidence that when you initially experienced a pull, it was in a Shioran room in the undercampus. It makes a lot of sense, you know? So, narrate to me. You all tell me concisely what is happening right now. You go back to the room. Are you doing anything interesting? Tell me what your characters are doing. Paint a picture for me with your words instead of mine.
Got it.
Okay. I think number one, Sarah Nepta just like biting at her fingernails and like
cool.
she's
It's me.
basically a nervous wreck at this point. Like her brain has gone into conspiracy theory mode and she can't
Nice.
seem to get herself out of it. And so she's like,
I love being represented in this podcast, by the way, Sam. Thank you so much for that.
"You're welcome. I hope to represent many people in this." Yeah, but she's like obviously like everyone else wants to do something but her brain is too wrapped up in her own head to
Yeah.
really help. So she's kind of moved to the side and just trying to think in her head.
Okay.
I think like Mira's emotion going down in the sewers is very much like a
Yeah.
I do not want to be doing this kind of thing. Like I think she's sort of holding on to her right arm with her left because it's very banged up at this point. She hasn't had time to like get it looked at. She's sort of holding on to it and like sort of tapping on it with her other finger, like very, very nervously. Like this is not, it seems to be the only thing that will work right here, but it is not a preferable solution as they sort of head over to the old chapel.
Okay. and Winsler and Integrity, either, again, you can narrate what you're doing and how you're doing it, or just like tell me and everyone else in general how you're feeling. Or if you wanted to just have a conversation with your friends as you do this stuff, I think this is where you can do that very easily. Very easily. I'm gonna cut the burp.
I think that Integrity, so this is us walking to get the notebook and get her things started, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then off to the old
The
chapter.
prelude.
I'll narrate what happens with the notebook stuff in a second when we're done with this.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not like, I don't think it's gonna drastically change any of the stuff that you would be going through or thinking about.
For Integrity, she is trying to not think about it so much because she's quite confused, scared. Everything is like, it's not perfect. So she is taking up her time by lecturing Ida about the mess that she's made in their room. So sort of just like, you can't do that, Ida. You can't just rip stuff apart. You can't take pillows. You can't stuff all the feathers all around and just make poor Sylvie uncomfortable. Like, I trusted you, child.
And to describe Ida's like body language in this moment, she's like draped over your left shoulder, like almost completely flattened out as low as she can go, and like the little tails are flitting back and forth ever so slightly as you walk. You can't tell from the wind or if she's just doing that because idle hands or idle tails, as it were. But you can
Idleberry.
Absolutely. Idleberry, thank you for making a follow-up joke. Make an animal handling check for me in that case.
Nice.
Okay.
If you do well, I'll make her more well-trained in the future.
If you do well.
If you do badly.
She's gonna just.
I got 18.
Nice. Ida listens to the lecture. She seems to contain some of it inside of her stuffed head. There's no brain in there, but there is now some slightly more intelligent
Very
stuffing.
tiny.
There are some thoughts behind those eyes.
All knowledge is
Those
stored in the
button eyes.
acorns.
It's stuffing, but the stuffing has gotten wrinklier.
It was smooth.
Ew.
And Winsler, my boy Wallaby, what are you fucking doing, dude?
Winsler's obviously shook, like, slightly about the whole scenario and watching for the end shatter. But I am interested in, or Winsler's interested in, inspecting the glass.
Yes.
Maybe like picking up like a shard and like inspecting it.
Mm-hmm. I think in the last episode you picked a little bit of it up in the pandemonium.
Yes.
Like the Fadan shard.
The remains of Fadan.
We should have called the last episode Fadandemonium. What about it are you trying to investigate, Winsler Wallaby?
I guess just sort of like interpreting it or like examining it to see if it's any like different from a regular like mirror almost.
So you're not trying to like, you're trying to pull the material properties of the thing. Like, is this an arcane, like, is it magic? What's going on with it? Is it of this world? Those kind of things?
Sort of, yeah.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Oh boy, I can't wait to fail this again. Like every roll that I have for the past few episodes.
Don't you have like a plus 18 to fucking intelligence, bro?
Yeah, and I still fail.
I don't know why I'm so like, the language I'm choosing to use today is very much not my regular language. I think I've said bro and my boy and stuff like that, like way more. I don't know who's possessed.
Wow,
this
is the worst. Okay, I got a natural 20. This is the worst time to roll it.
No, it ain't, bud. So you want to ascertain the don't laugh at me calling him bud. You want to ascertain...
good. Did well. Good one, bud.
Good on bud. Okay. Good one, boss. That one's for all our Cape Breton audience.
Do we have a Cape Breton audience?
I don't think
no,
so.
I hope not.
This is our way of courting this potential audience.
So Ben, or Winsler rather, sorry. You describe to me how you're actually looking at this. Are you just moving it around your hands and like analyzing it using your eyes, or is there more rigorous kind of examination going on.
I would say holding it between his two fingers, his index and his thumb, and like sort of flipping it around to see exactly what's going on, and then maybe like touching it, rubbing its surface,
okay.
maybe like doing a little spark of magic on it just to see how it reacts.
Okay. Ooh, like maybe it's a bit of conjuration magic to like try to make it like, because I know you have that conjuration ability where you can conjure an object. So maybe conjuring essentially a little magical mirror that has like a perfect missing spot for where this would slot into, and seeing how that interacts.
Ooh, I like that.
Or just, and seeing like sending little sparks of magic into it in like a minor experimental way. Rolling a natural 20 plus.
Yeah.
So
plus 7.
Okay, so 27. Oh, very good actually. So in that case, what you would notice, or the things you would take away from this are, one, it is not a mundane mirror by any means whatsoever. The ways that you can ascertain that are, looking at it, you can see certain images, which I'll get into in a second. But more notably, the thing that kind of tips you off to like, this isn't just a regular mirror, is when you touch it and tap on it, it kind of looks like it's sending out ripples, like you're tapping on the top of a pond.
I really like that.
And
that's intriguing.
And every time you like touch it and a new ripple gets sent out, Winsler, the reflected image that you're looking, or that you're seeing in the shard of the mirror, changes, right?
Ooh.
So at first, when you're first looking through it, it might just be, it looks like you are the perspective of like a mirror in like a wardrobe or something that like hangs on the door, and it gets opened every now and again and closed right? But most of the time it's just, it looks dark, and that's kind of like a weird thing. It might have been why you picked this piece of mirror up in the first place, is it just was a dark, reflecting darkness essentially. And then as you like tap it, it changes and you see different things. You might even see moments of, since you rolled really, really well, I think actually you will notice this as you walk and kind of wait. I imagine you're doing this waiting in the hallway for like Serenup to run into her dorm and grab notes. You would see, instead of reflected your own face and like the surroundings, you would see the girl that you just shattered into a billion pieces, like walking around doing stuff like in the frame, as if this is a mirror hanging on the wall showing you like in her room or something. You see, and then tapping it again, you see like she looks like an adult, right? Like very much more similar to the painting that was hung in Artis's home.
That's very cool.
This is really interesting.
Yeah, you might see flashes of other people that you've seen in your life, such as a dwarven man who died in your presence.
Anyone who looks like Teb?
You don't see any Nothics as you
Yexem.
watch. No, you don't see any gnomes named Yexem.
What about a normal student that says Tebbathy?
I think that so what this is, Ben, I'll just tell you since you rolled so high, is a lot of the mirrors that had seen Fidan's reflection in her life, kind of. You're seeing her life from those different, or not just her one life, all the potential lives she could have lived. You're seeing those reflected here as if you are looking through the mirror.
POV, you are Fidan in multiple universes.
If it's potentials of Fidan's life, relating to the crib that Winsler saw in Artis's shed, does any of the visions?
No. There's a vision where there's a small crib and Fidan is sitting next to it, kind of rocking it slightly. A tiny baby sits in there.
Oh, fuck, that's brutal.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
the good future.
Yeah, no problem, Sarah. Good one. But that's
so. In that case, I'm going to collect as many as I can.
It's a small pile. You can just pick them up and put them in like a leather pouch or a pocket somewhere. Or
ye old deep pocket.
Old pockets.
Just to say, Sereneth has a shard as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a couple of people had picked them up, if I recall, or at least just the two of you. Integrity had ran off to get glue, but came back with her orb and Ida. While Mira was just like, losing her mind.
I will sweep the remaining pile into my pocket.
You conjure a little hand broom and sweep it into your pocket.
There we go. Who knows? It might be useful.
Sari? What's up, Serenup?
Going to my room and everything.
Yeah.
I had a couple of questions.
Yes, we can address these. I am prepared for such events.
I see Virgil in there.
When you enter into your dormitory, first and foremost, Serenup, as you all enter into this other dormitory building, it is intact. There doesn't seem to be anything in the first 2 floors that is fucky wucky, as it were. And so as you climb the stairs, you see your room is there. You see Philip's room is there, and you see the Lindman's shared room is also there. As you're walking by that room, just as a side note, only one Lindman kind of placard is on the wall next to the door instead of the regular 2. But like normally it would say Lindman, like almost like a law firm where like Lindman and Lindman, right? But
Lindemann and Lindemann.
Only one Lindman is here now.
There's just one Lindman there now. Yes. But anyway, Serenap, as you enter into your room, the first thing you notice is directly when you walk in, there is that key that you had given Vana. That's how you pronounce the name, everybody. I fucked it up last time. Vana.
Okay.
I hope that one's right.
It's actually Vanna.
If it's wrong,
just
please
Van.
let me know. Yeah. But the golden key that you had given her is kind of like as if it had been pushed back under the door, right?
Okay.
Like when you're done in a room and you like leave the key, like in the mailbox. And second, yes, as you walk in, you see a very snuggled up Virgil who seems to be relaxing in the kind of stiff or stuffy air in this room. All the windows seem to be shut, and like the autumn sun is pouring in through the windows and kind of warming it up, and it's very nice. But yeah, you see your little snuggly amethyst colored or purple crystalline hedgehog lying on the bed, quite large, the size of a medium dog. Going to be very big.
Yes.
But he seems to be very he just exhausted, just like tuckered. Like that sound that animals make when they're just like I think they call it snoring. As he sleeps on your bed. You could go over and pat him if you wanted to.
I'm gonna go over, pat his head, and give him a kiss, and be like, and be very quietly like, "Hi, baby. It's been a while." Just give him another kiss on the head, and then go over to the notebooks.
Yeah, your notebooks are stored on like in like a bookshelf area, wherever you might want that to be. I think they can just be wherever you would have kept them. You can grab them. I'll tell you about the kind of way that I've thought about handling that situation in a second. But you do notice another thing that is prominently placed on your like table, Serenep. Like you have like that big table in the, I would say it's near where you have there was like a cabinet where you kept the goo for a super long time. I will say, and that's next to the table, whatever. It's the geography of Serenep's room, everybody, okay? Just like get with it.
It's in our Instagram. You can go look at it. There's a rough layout of what it looks like.
It's been 127 episodes.
On the table, there is a note that seems to be addressed to you. It has like a big scrawled out to Serenep and friends on it.
Okay.
If you wanted to read that.
Yeah, she's gonna pick it up and she's gonna show it.
Show it to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, on the table is like the remnants of all of the like not finished snacks that Integrity had given to Vana when you had met her in the under campus. But on the note, which seems to be written in like official Wildcliff like stationery, right? Like they're like letter marked paper. It says, "Thank you for looking after my student when she was left underneath. Please keep word of her away from faculty and visit my office sometime during the festival so I can give thanks face to face. Signed, Professor Clementine, Enchantment Department."
Ooh.
Okay.
And then P.S. Vanna is staying at my home until I can figure out something more suitable! !
Okay, well, at least we know like who is responsible for her.
Yeah, it's nice to see that she wasn't just under.
She wasn't just a delinquent.
I mean, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I mean, yeah, not to say that she wasn't probably like. I mean, what she was doing wasn't proper, but at the same time,
someone was looking out.
Let's be honest, he was a little bit
glad that someone's
suspicious.
looking out for her.
I mean, Winslow, when the image of her wearing your robes that you had thrown into the garbage spring back into your mind when you're like, oh, she wasn't a delinquent.
I'm glad there's someone out there that can make Winslow look financially comfortable.
His name is Kurt, and he lives in the same room.
There we go. True.
So, that is like the state of your room, Serenep. Other than that, it seems to be, if you wanted to give it like a once over to look for weird shit, it seems to be intact. Everything seems like cleared up. There's no weirdness happening in here that seems to be prevalent on the rest of the campus. Okay?
Are you saying that to be like, please don't roll, or do you?
No, I'm just telling you because I would assume you're taking like a couple of minutes to like look around and make sure everything is all right. Because I know what Serenep
You've
is
assumed
like, so,
correctly.
Yeah, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt
Thank
here
you.
instead of making you roll. I kind of want to make that as just to like codify this like formally with you all. I want to going forward. I've tried to in the past. I've passively tried to be like, oh, if you spend 30 minutes or something doing a certain thing, I'm not going to make you make a roll for it unless it's like incredibly difficult. But like looking around your room and taking the time to do so, I won't make you roll unless there's something very, very hidden in there. But in this circumstance, you know what you're looking for. You know the room very well. I'm not going to make you roll for that. It just seems very obvious to me. There doesn't seem anything fucky in here.
Everything is as it should be.
So, Serenep, you grabbed is it just one notebook full of notes, right?
I feel like would
with,
be
like
a
pages.
medium-sized notebook
Yeah.
with, and like she's written like back and forth.
Yes.
Like she like I don't know how deep into explanation you want me to go with this when it comes to her.
I just imagine a very full notebook that has like something to keep it closed, and it has like loose pages very nicely fit. It's not like a messy notebook. It's like everything is just so. Does that make sense for Serenep?
You literally described exactly what I was thinking of, so it's perfect.
This is called synergy. We're on the same page here.
Cinderminergy.
And so, just so all of you know, because this is open to everyone, because I think the intent with these notes, and correct me if I'm wrong about that, Sam, was the notes have been collected over the past semester, ever since your Nebulosis trip and your experience with the confluence of potentiality. They don't, I'll tell you right now, they don't have any solutions, and because I won't give you the solutions just that easy, because I want you all to come up with an interesting thing here. I will, however, if you roll well enough, clarify information on planes, time, potentiality, gods, and mortality.
Ooh.
Those are the subjects that I think make sense for Serenep to have looked up in this time. And if there's something there that I'm missing that seems really big, let me know. But I have 3 different difficulties. Or DCs. If you roll the first one, I'm not going to tell you what they are. If you roll the first one, I'm only going to give you yes/no answers. Okay. If you roll the second one, I'm going to give you a 1-sentence answer. And if you roll higher, if you roll super fucking high, like exceed the big one, then I will just answer your question as Luke, like all-knowing and knowing everything.
All-knowing and all-powerful.
The gods will start talking to us.
Serenep suddenly contacts God and is like, oh shit, what?
And I want to use this as a tool to just clear up any confusion you guys might have, any of that. So either right now or later at any point in this arc, if you want clarification, don't spam this, please, but if you need clarification on something, this is the way that it's just there for you. You don't have to go out of your way now to we go to the archives and research stuff. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh no,
yes.
yeah.
It is our resource book.
We would continue the exploration for right now, and then once we take a moment to sit down after we've explored enough, that's when we could have the discussion and kind of work on meta versus in character.
What have we learned today?
So just keep note of that. If you ever get confused and want clarification, that is a resource available for you all. Okay?
Well, that's easy to keep because they're already notes.
Good one.
Ben, you're killing me. Okay, and so that is that scenario.
Yes.
We've spent our time on it. We've tapped our metal arms. We've lectured our squirrels. We've collected our notes and pet our hedgehogs. And we have looked into our mentor's lost/dead wife's potential lives. Pretty fucking efficient, if I do say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
We are now going to walk to the old chapel, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then down into Nesca's place. Cool.
Down
Give
into
me-
the depths.
Everyone, perception checks as you walk.
The classic perception check.
I perceived very little because that was a 4 plus
Uh-oh.
3. That was a 7.
Or
Not
actually, I
natural
want to say
20.
this before anyone of you, like everyone, please listen for a second. So if it's you can roll perception or insight. Perception would be to notice something physical about the environment. Insight would be to notice something about the now crowds of students on campus. If that makes sense.
Ooh.
Can I change my roll to insight? I mean, it won't matter much because
Yeah.
it's still a 7, but
I
I want to be observing the crowd.
Insight
Yeah.
is my higher
Yeah,
system, so I think it would be good to use
Okay.
that
Cool.
to my advantage in this case.
Because I also think I overuse the perception check, so I want to give you this variety where perception is the physical, like smelling, seeing, and then insight would be like what's going on. with these
Supernatural.
people. Yeah.
Okay, I got a 14 in total.
Okay. So 14, 7, integrity got a natural 20.
Non-natural 20.
Okay, non-natural 20. And then Winsler?
This is so much.
For perception, I got 13.
Okay. And integrity, were you rolling insight or perception?
I think I'm gonna go with perception.
Okay. So Winsler and integrity are perceptive, and Mira and Sereneth are insightful. Or at least they attempt to be.
Insightful.
Yeah, Laura is doing a
Tried
lot of
our
work there.
best.
Okay. Winsler and Sereneth. Fuck. Winsler and integrity. We'll start with you two. You, Winsler, or both of you would notice that there are construction efforts going on campus. You had already seen evidence of this prior.
That was normal before we left, I'm pretty sure.
Yep, it was. That was happening before you even went into the undercampus. And
So that's
after
not
you had
suspicious at all.
returned.
That's good.
The thing that's notable about it is just what is being built, which has taken on kind of a more of a form that you can kind of like make sense of right now.
Yeah.
Which seems to be, it looks like the workers have strung ropes, anchored ropes into like the ceiling of the cavern within which Wildcliff is built or it exists.
That
And
scares me a little.
They are building up almost like these spiral looking columns, if that makes any sense. And it almost looks like it's like a staircase, and then nearer to the top, it looks like a bunch of balconies or viewing platforms.
Oh.
I can't believe Crow is constructing the CN Tower.
I was gonna say that they're gonna string up a welcome banner to the parents.
There are, Sarah, very interesting that you say that. There looks to be spots where you could unfurl banners or like vertical tapestries of some sort, like really, really long pieces of canvas or cloth.
Yes.
Maybe it's going to be like a banquet area for like the people who
It
don't
looks-
want to
it looks
be on
big
the
enough for-
ground.
Yeah, it looks big enough for like a lot of people to be up there, and there's like 2 or 3 of them. They are surrounding the evocation field, which is where the tournament is
Okay.
going to be taking
So I
place.
imagine
Oh.
that
Are
would
there
be
like
really
telescopes like
Th-
connected to
there
it? Or
Aren't currently, no.
Okay.
But they
I-
might hand out those little like binoculars on a stick.
Can
Oh,
I just,
yeah, binoculars,
Can I just
yeah.
say
What's
the
up, man?
idea of like a binocular stick or like
Yeah.
having them like look down into the evocation field that's like literally not that far away is hilarious to me.
I know, it's like 30 feet or like 40 feet or something, and they're like, oh, let's look
Ima-
in on what
imagine if the
Enhance.
height.
They want to
Yeah.
stare at a specific student the entire time.
So funny.
Okay. And then integrity, you rolled really well.
Yes.
Oh, and to be clear, sorry, about those structures, they're not fully complete yet. They will be complete before Autumn's End proper begins.
They're nearing their completion.
Yeah, in like a week, they'll be done. Less than a week, they'll be
Okay.
done. And integrity, with an unnatural 20 on perception, you notice that you all seem to have some sort of, there seems to be more than just students on campus. There's obviously golems and such things on campus as well. But what sticks out to you beyond the shouting of birds from high on the raft or from high in the trees and gutters above, which in every single scene Integrity is in from here until the end of time. Birds will be screaming at her. But you do also notice sitting on like a ledge high up on one of the nearby buildings is like a very, very large cat.
Like a live cat or
yes, like a live cat.
Like when you say very large for a cat or like a big cat large?
Like a big cat, like
when I say big cat, like a cougar or
no.
That's what I meant by big cat. I realized that was confusing.
A chonky house cat,
like
Garfield,
like a Maine Coon sized cat.
Okay, so chonky cat,
very chunky, very long, chunky. Incredibly fuzzy, and it has these like amber yellow eyes. That just seems to be watching you, Integrity.
It's the cavity.
Like following me as I walk.
It's not moving. It's just sitting there. It's like
I meant like following me with their eyes.
Yeah. Yes.
Sort of similar to how the birds constantly watch me.
Yes. As you look up at it, actually, there's some birds that land next to it and go, "Aye," and it will just swat one of them off of the building. As if it was very annoying, which it is for everyone.
Fuck.
Okay, and then Serenep and Mira. Mira, you got a 7. Serenep, you got a 14, if I recall?
Yep.
Okay. Mira, there's a lot of people here. It might be almost overwhelming. How much time have you ever spent in like the big city? Because you're from like a little lakeside town.
Yeah, like not a lot. I feel like we would have like vacationed a couple times to like visit people, but I've never like long-term lived anywhere big. Yeah. So it is a little bit like, ugh.
Yeah.
Big crowds.
Combined with the like little bit of anxiety that I think is already in Mira from recent events, like the tapping on the arm and this other kind of stuff, like just being in a crowd might be a little bit like of an uncomfortable thing to try to acclimate to right now.
Especially if any of them could shatter at any moment.
yeah, exactly, right? Like that thing sitting in the back of your head. And so everything like that's the thing that sticks out for you, I think. Serenep, you are more used to being in crowds, and so as you look around, as you all walk, trying to like keep that notebook tucked under your arm because it's big and like there's a lot of people around like bumping into one another, right? Like the paths on Wildcliff don't seem to be made for this many students all at once. So it's like a bit crammed. But what you do notice, Serenep, Cinderman, is there seems to be a lot of variety in the students who are now here, right? Like before it seemed like it was just, there's a lot of elves, there's a couple of like there's a lot of humans, some dragonborn, some dwarves, but like predominantly just a lot of elves, right? Which I think we've kind of illustrated by the fact that 90% of the characters in the show are just high elves, right?
A lot of A names.
A lot of AA. You notice, it's very obvious to your, like, just looking around that the crowd seems to have more variety in, like, the makeup. You see, a lot more gnomes rushing around, some halflings that seem to be, like, goofing off. Not as many elves, but you do still see elves. I don't want to say that they got deleted or anything. I don't want to give you that impression. You might see like an elf that's like walking close with a noble looking human, right? And they're like having like a very hushed conversation in this big crowd. You see a very tiny, what looks like dragonborn, but is like half the size of one, carrying like big scrolls and scrambling from one building to the next. One student that stands out to you like has this dark skin and even darker like tattoos in like marking up their forearms that you can see. They're talking to a person you actually know, and they who waves to you all when she walks by. Syndra, a little blue tiefling, very short, very tiny tiefling, waves to the four of you as they walk by her and her friend who's talking to her. But the diversity of students, or the variety of students, seems to have kicked up a notch for some reason.
I wonder what happened in history between those 300 years.
Yeah.
To like change the makeup of Wildcliff students.
Yeah, kind of looking around, I think it would be kind of a moment of, okay, so maybe this school isn't as stuck up as it was before. If that
There's a lot of gnomes around here.
There's a lot of gnomes.
Well, actually, we kind of know that because I mean, I don't know what the inflation in this world's like, but when we talked to Dane in the Spire, Dane was freaked out by how much more expensive Wildcliff tuition has gotten.
Yep.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So maybe it's like
that's such a good point, Sam.
Less now, so then more people are able to come get a better education. Like, oh, this is so cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's neat.
Very intriguing.
Maybe we shouldn't switch back. Maybe this is a better Wildcliff.
This is the better version.
We haven't seen
a place where
yet. We
Syndra's
don't
at
know what'll
peace.
implode.
True. There might not be sewage at this point.
Oh my
Yeah.
Because that was 30
Please
years
let
ago.
there be sewage.
Yeah. Integrity, did you just say this is the place that Syndra is at peace?
Yeah,
Oh, because the golems
like
are okay.
The golems are fine.
maybe they're being treated better.
Yeah, or
Maybe.
maybe whatever happened to cause everything. I mean, we haven't seen Philip yet, so
It's
True.
maybe he's better.
Doubt.
So, as you all approach the old chapel, continuing on with this, like, there seems to be a stream of students headed there anyways, but there's also, because this is the changing of classes, there's a stream of students also headed towards the nearby necromancy building. Mira, I think that's notable for you.
Yeah.
You see on a wonderful bench out front, a person who's very familiar to you. Familiar to all of you, but I think more so
Oh, it's
familiar
Penny.
to...
Uh-oh.
It's Ainsley.
Anyways, you enter into the old chapel. No.
Excuse me?
No, sitting on a bench out front, it seems like she's eating out of like a bowl of something. It seems to be a bowl with fruit in it of some sort. You see the one and only Delnis Wraithrin. She has a big nose. She has blonde hair. She currently next to her has one of those long kind of plague doctor masks that the necromancers wear during their labs. It's like just on the bench next to her. And then her hair is just like pulled back into like a braid or something out of the way. And then she's wearing like full black, just like super fucking spooky plague doctor gown, right?
Ooh.
Like the kind
Oh
that
my
if you get
gosh.
blood on it, it just washes off super easy. Like very, I
That's
don't
so
know, kind
cool.
of fucking spooky. But
creepy.
she's
the coolest
she
building.
seems to be sitting in the autumn sun, eating lunch. You see her there. Again, the necromancy building's just like, or the necromancy department is pretty much next to the old chapel. So you would see her as you're kind of like on the way in. If you want to go talk to her,
Yes,
or just okay.
No, I think that I would like whichever of my friends is like standing closest to me, like the thing where you like reach back and sort of like grab their arm as like to get their attention. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry. Delnis is there. I need to go talk to her.
Okay, we'll wait here.
Yeah,
we'll
well-
wait here.
Yeah, sure, thank you. And I would like rush over. I think.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Delmas.
While she goes to talk to Delmas, we'll all just go around the corner and pretend that we're not like we're not going anywhere, and we'll just like peek.
Eavesdropping.
we'll peek a little bit.
That thing where there's like a corner and everybody pokes their head out at different heights.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Time to turn on our listening ears.
In other circumstances in media, that doesn't make a ton of sense because everyone's typically the same height. But in this case where it's Winsler, Integrity, Serenep, there is at least like a foot difference
Yeah.
between each of those people.
Yeah.
So you can
No
just
one needs to be
stand and
crouching.
look over. Yeah.
Like,
No one crouching, just peeking. Mira, you run over amidst the crowd, the thinning out crowd. Delnis sees you. Her mouth is full of fruit, and she seems to like almost choke and goes and put a hand up to like wave at you as you run up. What do you want to say?
Delnis. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. Wait, hang on. Are you actual Delnis, or are you like an all? You know who I am and everything, right?
She clears her throat of what seems to be banana or something that's just cut up in her bowl on top of some other food, and will say, "What are you talking about?"
My girlfriend's
Okay, that
insane.
doesn't help.
I know who you are. What are you asking me?
Okay, no, we're good.
Did
Everything's
something
good.
happen?
Yes,
You
I
were
will
gone
explain.
for like a couple extra days. Did something go
yeah.
wrong?
Yes, horribly. But it's so good to see you. I
Why?
promise.
What
I will...
happened to your arm? And she like stands up. Is that blood on your clothes?
Yes, I promise I will explain everything. But it's just so good to see you. So hang on. Do you remember? Is this Wildcliff? Is this always the same to you? There's no weird.
Can I just say,
as she's going crazy, we're around the corner, and I'm gonna say, should we stop her? Because like, what if she says something that like causes the thing that happened?
I think she's already gotten past that point.
Out loud, while all of this is happening, I'm going to say, I really hope she does not explode.
Yeah, that's
like enough for dullness to hear.
Yeah.
Winslow's just gonna stare up at Integrity.
Mira, come here.
Hang on.
Mira, please.
Are you and your friends okay? So yeah, this is just Wildcliff. Yeah.
Okay.
Is something going wrong? Is like bad snake stuff happening?
Not necessarily snake stuff. We were on. Okay, but nothing is weird for you, so that's good. We were in Isithil, and a bunch of shit happened, and that's like a story for another time. But then we came here, and then there are some details of Wildcliff that are incongruous to me and my friends, and it seems like this is a different something of some kind. But it sounds like everything's okay, so that's good. And nothing horribly wrong has happened here at Wildcliff while I was away. Everything's been fine.
I mean, it's just the same as normal, Mira.
Okay.
Is your arm okay?
I am definitely
get Professor Alaro for you.
I'm gonna need to get it looked at. Yeah. But it's really good to see you.
Ask her how many towers there are supposed to be.
Hi, Delness.
Oh yeah. My friends are.
Over,
yeah, they're.
Right?
I think they don't want to interrupt us.
Hi, everyone.
You know.
Hi.
I wait.
Guys,
Hi.
it's fine. Guys, you can.
Out of because right now with what Serenith just said that something might happen and me being like, I hope she doesn't not explode.
Yeah.
I'm trying to distract and I'm going to fall over and pretend that I fainted.
Oh God.
So like while Winsler's saying hi, I'm just like gonna fall over.
Okay.
Integrity, are you okay?
Shoulder. Integrity, Integrity, are you okay? Integrity,
Shake her.
Integrity, please.
I'm perfectly okay. I'm trying to pretend that I fainted.
Mira, I have to get back to class.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mira, come quick. Integrity's fainted.
Yeah, Integrity might need to go back to the infirmary for a little bit longer.
I'm really glad that you're okay.
Yeah. I'm really glad that you're okay too. We'll
Do
talk
you wanna,
more.
Like, meet up tonight?
Yes, please. That would be so nice. I'll tell you everything about Isithil. Have a good time in class.
Yeah, she gives you a kiss on the cheek and then
Yes.
grabs her like mask, plague doctor mask. Does not finish lunch. Lunch does not end for like the next 20 minutes and runs back to the necromancy department.
It's great to see you, Delness. Bye.
Yeah,
Can you please get off the floor
bye.
now?
Yeah, Integrity goes from being like, yeah, with her tongue out on the ground to being like, bye, Delness, like immediately.
I can't exactly help you up very much.
I mean, I'll help you up. Are you done being on the floor?
No, I actually did not faint. You don't.
Integrity,
you,
actually
you
roll
don't
a
have to
deception
carry
check.
me.
I know that.
Integrity, roll a deception check for me.
Get off the floor.
Please get off the floor. I'll pull you up if you want. Like
Dirty.
I got
People
a
walk
6.
on it.
Oh, a 6. Just 6 total?
Yeah, 6 total.
Okay. You fall. So Integrity falls over during all of this, etc. From the eaves, you hear a couple of birds go, "Aye!" Like shrieking in panic, but then like a more relaxed "Aye!" seems to like take over. And for a moment, they thought you had died.
Whoops.
My
anyways.
posse is scared that I died.
Mira, you
At least I know someone cares.
I care. I just knew you weren't actually fainted. Would you like to get off the floor now?
Someone holding the door to the old chapel open goes, "Are the rest of you gonna come to class, or are you just gonna stand out here out here and fuck around?"
No, we're skipping class. That's fine.
Oh,
yeah.
I wish you hadn't told me that. I kind of feel okay. And they'll like
Sorry.
close the door to the old chapel. And you're
Wait, are there
what's up,
are there
Sarah?
classes in the old chapel now?
Students were
I mean,
going in there.
we're not the only ones who use the chapel.
I
Well-
mean, like, yeah, but
Well, last time we
Before-
saw that a lot of people were coming in and out
Mhm.
of the
yeah.
of the chapel, which looked like it was a busier.
Yeah.
yeah, but before, like, I thought it was just offices.
Yep.
It's not
it
the
was.
old chapel, it's the chapel.
It was, in fact,
shit.
Sereneth, you're right. It was kind of like not used, and they gave it to you all for like offices because it was out of the way. And if you did something horrible, like, I don't know, make an ooblex or something, it wouldn't affect anyone. So yeah, there is people in it right now. How do you all
Okay.
want to proceed with this? Because you
Open
need
front
to-
door.
If you remember, you're trying to get into the basement.
Okay, guys, so as you know, because you were eavesdropping, I talked to Delness, and it seems like she's fine, so that's good. She didn't explode or anything when I said that the school was supposed to be different, so that's good.
Yeah, that's kind of why we were just like to not in case, you know what I mean? Like, because with everything that's why we were, that's why I was kind of sorry about that.
No,
I realized you were having a moment with her and everything, and I
sorry.
No, it's fine. It would have been really bad if she shattered into glass. But it sounds like things are okay over there. So that's good. Nobody's in horrible danger, I think.
So basically the people that we knew before just remembers everything as normal. It's not like anything drastically happened while we were gone. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, everything just sort of smushed.
Should we obviously we're doing stuff, but like should we find some time to talk to someone who we don't recognize and see what they know about us? Maybe would that work as well?
We could probably find someone on the way to the chapel, or maybe even in the chapel.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are in essentially, you guys are right next to the steps going into the old chapel, just so that you.
So maybe someone could be in there. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, there's people in there apparently, so.
You hear you hear like lecturing begin to happen from inside the chapel.
Guys, if we're not in any immediate horrible danger, I wonder if it would maybe be a good idea to rethink the idea of going into the sewers right now. Just because if we're not immediately going to die and we sort of need to rest and stuff, I wonder if maybe we should just like talk to people and not immediately put ourselves in mortal danger if the situation seems mostly fine. Just an idea that I'm proposing over here.
I mean, you guys have already seen how my brain goes in these situations. If you guys think it's a good idea for us to sit down or talk to people or get our like everything figured out in that way, I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah, like that person looks very interesting sitting by the tree.
A person sitting by the tree like looks up and goes, "What?
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Did I do something to you?
No.
Are you gonna?" And they they were reading a book and they just looked up. They like put the book slowly into their like backpack and are like getting up, like, shaking with fear. And they're like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know that this place was taken. I thought it was like a good bye."
And they'll just raise her hands and like, no, nothing like that. We just want to talk to someone about something.
Sorry.
And, okay.
I didn't mean it. And they just run off to a different place on campus.
I guess.
What a weirdo.
Do we have
See
a
you around.
for being like mean people here?
Am I that scary?
Are we bullies?
I think the person was just weird.
The 100 birds above you go, I.
We get it.
This is really annoying me.
Do we want to go inside away from birds?
I want to know what they want from me.
I can still, I have that raincoat at some point if we have a moment. Maybe they'll leave you alone if we sort of have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
That I think would be
now, Mira.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think that would be so helpful.
Okay. I can put it on. I mean, we can do that. Now we can go and find people to talk to. We can I just think if people aren't at an immediate risk of turning into glass and we are not at an immediate risk of dying, we should maybe save the sewer things for another time, but only if that's something everyone agrees on.
That's probably a good idea. Let's like gather our bearings. Apparently classes are happening right now, so I know we know students are in classes, so while we have a moment, maybe we can figure out the bird situation.
Okay, we can do that.
I mean, it'd definitely be easier getting stuff from them when they're not just going in our face.
Definitely less annoying with wandering around the school.
It feels very weird to be constantly watched. I mean, this is not the first time, but
yeah, seems like it's gotten worse since we got back, so that might be a good
and there's a big
point.
cat. Did you all
Wait,
see
what?
No, I didn't see a cat.
There's this big cat that the
You mean my
birds
cat,
have been
Mr.
chilling
Wiggles?
with. No.
Do other people have pet cats?
Winslow says, "My pet, Mr. Wiggles," and like pulls up his hat, and there's a small curled up little Wiggles under there, and then he puts it back on.
Like if I look around, is the cat not there? Just the birds?
There's a cat sitting in an open window in an adjacent building, staring across the courtyard at the four of you.
So I will be pointing at the cat.
Yeah.
It's that cat.
It's
and I've never
it's a
seen it
wide
before.
cat.
Must be
Wide.
from the past. I don't know why animals are being so weird about you, but we can definitely resolve that.
I mean, I know that I
Serenup's
smell
ways with the
like
cat.
garlic or onion, but like I don't
What?
see why animals would want to smell me.
When you
I'm,
wave at the
like-
cat smiles almost.
Ugh.
Okay.
Jumps
That's
back.
Oh no.
I
And
This
almost
is Weenie
jumps.
Hollow.
No. Where's
Sorry.
Gretchen?
Oh, I shouldn't have used that word.
Oh,
Sorry.
no.
It
Does
kind
it
of
have
like
human teeth?
yeah, it has human
Ew.
teeth and goes
No.
at you. Almost.
No.
It stands up very slowly, as if it's a bit stiff from its like loitering around, and will jump back into the building from where it's sitting, out of view once more. You
Okay.
see its
Okay.
big, like it's almost like a gray and black cat, and it kind of like you see its like very fuzzy tail disappear down across the windowsill of that building.
So we have a cat situation, student situation, and a bird situation. And maybe the bird and cat situation are connected integrity?
I think so. And since the students are in their classrooms right now, I
Mhm.
don't see anyone available for us to talk apart from that one who
Mhm.
ran away from us, which I don't know why they did.
I feel so bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
If we ever see them again, maybe apologize. But then again, if we get too close, maybe they'll run away again. I don't know.
So just interpreting what you want and trying to like give you guys some options to play with. So I think the options, or like the things that you guys have thrown out right now, are just chill out and go kind of like relax and take a rest that you so desperately need, or kind of figure out this bird situation. If you wanted to figure out the bird situation, either you could try directly talking to the birds who are above you right now, Mira, or you could wait until class is out and the actual like crow loft where you originally found all the birds, if you remember, is just in the old chapel. So you could maybe wait until like you could look at Serenup's notebook and try to figure out anything, if there's anything in there, for like an hour or two while class is in session, and then scoot in there really quick and go to like the offices up top.
That's a good idea.
So maybe we rest and then
A quick little rest underneath one of the trees on the bench nearby.
yeah, where the guy was sitting.
Yeah.
On the ground.
I'm like, well,
Relax.
I mean, I feel bad that the person ran away, but we do have some shade.
There's a box that he left, or like a little like lunch bag that he left. What's in it, everyone? Tell me. What was in this
Pre-sliced
guy's-
apples.
There's pre-sliced apples in
cinnamon.
there, with some cinnamon on it.
A Japanese fruit
uh,
sandwich, or not like okay, it won't be like a Japanese fruit sandwich, but it looks
I
like
just ate
a
a Japanese fruit
sandwich.
sandwich.
Oh
He
my
had a little
God.
canister of like a smoothie.
Yes.
Lunchables.
There was also a Lunchable. A
Pro-branded
full-ass
Lunchables.
Pro
Yeah.
Mercantile Corporation.
They're like the big like
lunch
they're
kit.
like the big like pizza version.
Yep.
Like that
Yep.
was like the main meal of the lunch basically.
Okay, so the four of you, if you wanted, can go sit down in the shade of this tree on the grass, the unseasonably green grass, and look through collectively Serenup's notes if you would like to.
I munch on this person's Lunchables.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I
they
look
left
at
them.
you like you've just committed a horrible crime.
gonna take the
I
fruit
hand you some
sandwich.
apple slices and raise my eyebrows like,
I stare, but I slowly put it to my mouth immediately.
It's still cold. Like talking about the fruit sandwich, and I'm gonna take a
I
bite.
kind of feel bad. Maybe we should I mean, we're already eating it. Maybe we should,
I
bring
say with
them
my
a
mouth
lunch.
full. Yeah, I feel really bad.
I mean, when is the last time we actually ate? Let's be real. We kind of deserve this, right?
I'm gonna,
really
however,
do.
take some coins and put it in the bin to sort of like, I guess, to deal with my guilt.
Okay.
So if
Where
he comes
I'm-
back for his lunchbox, he's been compensated for his services.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
We could
God.
probably find out who it was.
Yeah.
Like tall kid, mousy nose, blonde hair. Like we could
Sure.
probably like find them
Okay,
or like
okay.
ask someone to find
Oh look,
them.
they left their shoe here.
Oh, perfect. Maybe their initial is on like the tongue of the shoe.
And it's just one shoe.
There's just one shoe.
It's
yeah.
AA
Yeah, I
for
mean,
the
they just
initials.
left their shoe here.
Oh, AA, that'll be easy.
So,
Perfect.
to remind you, because we're gonna look at notes for a second, the stuff that I will give you answers on are planes, time, as in like timelines and stuff, potentiality, the gods, and mortality. Okay, so
PTPGM.
if any of those interest you, or you can think of something that you want clarification on that you think would make this situation more clear for you, let me know and choose a relevant skill that you think applies. Okay.
Could we just discuss stuff first? Because I feel like the big thing, the big question I personally have that I would need answers to would be like what the definitions of mortality and like what makes someone like unmortal kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so unmortal, you've already found this one, so this is just an easy, I can just give this one to you. You already have the knowledge of what unmortality is, Sereneph. A mortal is someone who has a finite lifespan and can be killed. An immortal, has an infinite lifespan and cannot be killed. An unmortal, UN, has an infinite lifespan but can be killed. Okay? Make sense?
Yep.
So it's like the cool
So you
crossover.
can kill a god.
Yeah, it's the crossover between a mortal and an immortal, right? This thin line of like, we'll live forever unless you kill it, like a lobster.
So
I wonder if there's like a middle ground, someone whose lifestyle is finite but cannot be killed. They can only die of old age.
That is an undefined box in this list right now. Yes, in this matrix.
Okay.
Interesting.
So what if we sort of just discuss who we have met so far? Because in my personal opinion, the people we have met so far, some of them might fall under the role of unmortal. I'm not personally sure, but none of them were unbiased and neutral, which I feel like would be important things to have for the Shepherd of Potentiality to like watch over things. So I guess, was there any things you guys could think of?
Well, maybe we should start by laying out the unmortal beings in the first place, and then once we start from there, we can figure out which ones are the most wise out of our kind of current list. Is Semilai unmortal? Because Semilai was pretty chill.
Semilai, I'm just trying to think here.
Mira, you could roll a religion check as you consult Sereneph's notes, because that is related to gods.
Okay.
Which I can clarify for you.
14. What is my religion skill? It is +1. That is a 15.
Okay, I can give you a yes or no answer. So, what do you want to know?
Does Semilai count as unmortal?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I say to my friends, looking over this and like looking at unmortal and like elders and stuff, I'm pretty sure elders count as unmortal. So I feel like we could put Semilai on that list.
That would explain why everything that happened at
the Loft of Elders.
Well, both Loft of Elders and also what happened because we were fighting Korka.
Yeah, you killed
and
Korka.
Korka ran away as if afraid that we could kill him.
Yeah,
and we did.
Semilai was also said that they were being kept alive by the magic of Isithil, so maybe they could be killed by any like other means, or maybe if the magic just runs dry, then kaput.
You also saw Semilai in pain while you were there, right? So,
so they're not immune to pain. They can feel it.
That sounds like unmortality to me.
Yeah. Okay, so that gives us a sort of list so far, because there's
I'm going to take out
elders.
I'm going to take out like a receipt that I found in the box of food.
Lunch bag. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to do you have a pen?
Oh my god. So there's a receipt, and this is like Crow branded stuff. That means this idiot bought this stuff from the fucking like bookstore. So like you see on the receipt, Integrity, everything is like those apple slices were like 8 gold.
Oh my god.
Like, jeez.
So this person is bougie?
Priced.
Okay,
Oh
I'm gonna take back the money. I'm gonna take back the money and put it back into my pocket.
The
Yeah, Integrity dropped like 2 gold in there to cover everything, and then was like, oh, "What? No!" and grabbed it back.
Wait, how much was it? Maybe I can put the money in instead.
Sounds like
The
this
total
person doesn't
bill.
need it.
30 gold coins for all these snacks?
Oh, yeah,
wait,
forget that.
Wait a second. The drink, the apple slice are 8. How is the pizza thing 20 gold? What?
So, Integrity, you're writing on the little receipt there, just like taking notes for everyone as the note taker that you are.
The stenographer.
Okay, so that gives us
yeah,
that gives us
you a list.
like the elders themselves,
Mhm.
and I believe there was. I mean, I didn't get a really great look at everything when we were there. 14, 15 more possibilities.
Yep, a bunch of them.
But we've only met one, or no, that's not true that we've only met one, but we've only met one who we know is quite nice, and she only got mad at me because I used up her patron's powers. So yeah,
I never got to, because I was angry and everything happening. I am sorry for yelling, I guess. I mean, it wasn't towards you, it was more towards Ferdinand, but I realized like I was just angry for a lot of reasons, and I kind of just let it out at everybody in the room, so I do want to apologize for that.
We don't fault you for that.
Yeah.
The tensions were high.
I mean,
yeah, really shitty situation.
In retrospect, I probably should not have listened to her, but
Yeah, probably
to
not.
be fair, you did tell us not to leave you with her, and we kind of ended up.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fault's
So-
kind of on all of us.
So,
Yeah.
is there anything else, any other leads you'd like to pursue checking these notes?
I think we're
What
still
about-
list compiling.
Oh, okay.
What about golems?
Are golem? I guess do they like break down over time? Because if this was 300 years ago and Toll was still around, it seems like they live for a really long time. So that could be an option.
Winslow, I'll let you make an Arcana check based on your own experience making golems and the notes in front of you about mortality and such things.
Mortality.
And again, it'll follow the same rules.
So what rule was it?
In Arcana, please.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, a not bad roll again. I am smart. That was a 23.
Ooh,
nice.
a 23. I will answer any question that you have with a one-sentence answer. So what's your specific question that you want?
I guess my question is, would golems akin to Toll, Ari, and Stowe.
And
I always
Yogg.
forget their name.
And Yogg!
I always forget their Stowe. And Yogg. Would golems such as them
Yep.
count as unmortal?
They use as like their kind of like driving arcane energy, like their fuel, essentially. They use the tier of an angel. Angels are unmortal beings. Yes, those golems, the clockwork ones like Yogg, Stowe, Toll, and Ari are unmortal.
Aha, okay.
It's crazy to think of how many unmortal things there are around us at all times.
I mean, when you take into consideration like the definition of what an immortal is, there's a lot more than we really think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Comprehensive.
This is an absolutely horrible idea, and I am not even remotely suggesting we do this, but I am just going to put that name out there just because I think we're trying to put as many names as possible. But I do think, like, ascendants are unmortal, right?
I guess so.
Again, I would go back to not to like you are correct.
Mm-hmm.
You are technically correct.
But like I said before, like for this position of
Oh, it is
power,
literally the worst idea in the
Can we-
entire world. No, we should absolutely not do it. If I'm just saying, if we are making names as our starting point, we should think of every single name and thing so that we know who is and who isn't unmortal. We should absolutely
Integrity?
not fucking do
very
that.
true.
Integrity writes ascendants, and then like as a drawing beside it is like a devil, cause like evil.
Evil.
Integrity, you write out the word ascendant on this receipt. You feel your hand almost like cramping as you write it.
Ooh, sus.
I am going to.
And when you draw the little devil, it goes away so quick.
Oh damn! Okay.
What about
That
witches?
gives us
Are witches unmortal?
Are witches immortal?
I mean,
Unmortal.
Someone could make
from interacting with Celti and stuff like that, I mean, it seems like she's lived for quite a long time,
She does smell
Mhm.
old.
but she is old.
She's very old.
Yeah,
And
it's
if
like,
you recall,
like she has aged.
When I
know what I
first met her, I thought she was gonna crumble the dust right there.
Ferdinand's like true form, like when she had that pink skin with like the wrinkles and warts and the very long witchy nose, she also looks quite old as well.
But
Yeah.
is the question? But the question is, does she just like age very slow. That's why she lives for a long time, but
well,
is not
yeah, because like
infinity.
elves live a long time, but elves aren't immortal.
I wish I could provide a good answer to that, but I remember throwing the book all about witches and it's scattered everywhere, so I got no answer to that.
Someone, whether Integrity or Serenep, one of the two of you could roll a nature check if you'd like. Winsler and Mira already rolled, so I don't want to make them just roll all the checks here.
How dare you?
I guess I'll roll.
Okay. Serenep, roll a nature check to figure out the witch situation.
Okay. Oh shit, that is a 19.
Okay, I will answer a yes or no question.
Would witches count as unmortal beings?
That's not a yes or no question, unfortunately, for nuanced reasons that I can't get into.
Some witches are and some witches aren't, kind of thing.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Yes and no.
If you were to ask the question, are some witches unmortal? Yes.
Okay.
So it's a possibility, but not a definite.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay, so it would depend on the individual who is a witch. Okay.
We could still put Celti on the list, though.
Yeah.
Celti, and I'm going to draw a cookie beside her.
Celti did just receive essentially 7 witches worth of power, right?
That is true.
That's true.
That would definitely pump her up a little bit.
She just got 1,000 more years.
So then the question comes back to if these pogs is it pogs?
What?
Pogs?
Pogs?
Poggers.
Pog.
What's happening?
Wait, Spog. Shepherd's potentiality.
The shepherd of potentiality.
S-pop.
S-pop.
Scop. What is it?
Oh, Scop.
S-cop. These pogs.
Yeah,
Pog,
Integrity writing. Yo, this is Pog.
I do feel like out of anyone, even though we live in a fantasy world, Integrity would be the most likely to say poggers.
Okay, so the question then, so what was it that was killing the Scop? If it's not old, if they are supposed to live forever, if the qualities need to be unmortal and stuff like that, why is it that they need to get replaced? Is it because they know that something's gonna kill them?
Well, when we ended up in the space
Confluence.
The what?
Confluence of potentiality.
When we ended up in the confluence of potentiality, what we were told was that when the shepherd of potentiality died, they would need a replacement. So this means that although unmortal and infinite life, they obviously knew something was killing them or going to start killing them.
Yeah. Integrity, looking through Serenep's notes, you could make a roll and ask me a question about potentiality if that would help you out in this situation. What role what skill do you think would best fit? It is an
interesting question to have.
Yeah. I feel like we could make a roll and you could get a very interesting answer here. What skill would you like to try?
Insight?
Insight?
Or Arcana?
I don't think Insight I like very much, just because that would be like you being like, what is the intent of these notes? Or maybe a more abstract concept. Arcana could be good, I think, though.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do Arcana. I'm fine.
Or do you want me to persuade the notes?
Nah. What about Survival? Because this is a matter of do Arcana. Please and thank you.
So that is a 16 plus Arcana, non-natural 20.
Okay. I'll give you a yes or no answer to a question. The DCs for these are very high, by the way. In case you can't tell. Yeah.
Bet.
Is the current Scop?
What does that mean for the people who don't know?
Oh, Shepherd of the Confluence of Potentiality. It's just like a shortened, because Confluence of Potentiality, as beautiful as it is very long, and I am forgetful. So
not to be confused with Pog.
Okay. So is the current
Shepherd killed?
Is the current shepherd kill?
or
is the current shepherd kill?
Unmortal?
Is the current shepherd unmortal? Are you certain that's the question you want to ask?
I just like want to know if this unmortal thing is like a new requirement, and if there is something out there trying to kill them, that's why they need to get replaced, and they just know the potential of them being killed, so they're looking for someone to replace them.
Okay, yeah. The current Shepherd of Potentiality is unmortal. Yes.
So that means something is definitely going to kill them then. Cool.
At least like that's what we as mortal beings think is going to happen.
Yes.
Unless they're going to transcend, where it's like, you've done your job.
Yeah. And to be really clear, because I want to avoid all confusion, I'm not trying to gaslight you or lie to you all in any way. I'm trying to lead you towards like an actual solution that you can all be content with and like makes sense, okay? Like, this isn't me being like, oh, ho, ho, twirling my mustache. The scop is unmortal. You're making good deductions. If you guys go awry, I will step in and try to help you. But what is the closing like note conversation as classes get out and you can actually enter into the old chapel now? Because you hear the lecturing finish, you hear a old voice go, meet back here in 2 days. We'll continue this lecture. It went a bit over time. I'm so sorry, everyone. And you hear
every professor says,
mighty scuffling of feet as the doors of the old chapel open. What's like the final kind of like pin in this conversation, folks?
Well, I mean, it sounds like we have a good list right now of beings that are unmortal. So it sounds like just the next step would be figuring out which one is the best call. So I guess we can, do that when there's not like a big crowd of people walking around. But this is pretty good, right?
Maybe a good idea might
be
to plan an evening. I understand, again, because we were eavesdropping, I will admit that you have plans tonight, but maybe tomorrow evening or the next evening we could all meet up in my room and kind of just work on...
Do a vote?
I guess do a vote. I guess kind of, because like we have a list of, like you said before, Mira, like we have a decent list of potential candidates.
We do.
Selfie in the Ascendant. But like to kind of like sit down and figure out what the next step would be once we kind of figure out who we would want, I guess.
It's been a while since we've actually just like all hung out in your room.
Yeah.
Like, as a group and not have something terrible happen, so...
It'd be nice to just have a chill sleepover plus voting.
Yeah.
I can bring the cards.
I mean, we definitely have snacks now, so...
Yeah.
And so with that, the crowd noise picks up as people start talking, leaving class, and they go, that was the most horrible lecture. Like, he said 2 things essentially and then went on a tangent, and another student goes,
ungrateful.
I mean, I know, but like you have to go to lectures or else you won't pass the exams, right? And then they just both shake their heads and keep walking. Just busy stuff.
Exams.
You see exams are... Another student goes, it's kind of unfair that the exams happen right after Autumn's End Festival. Like, that seems like they're purposefully trying to, like, screw us over. And another student goes, I bet it's so that... I don't know why all of them are nerds all of a sudden. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Wildcliff students.
Because they're not just rich kids anymore.
It's just
this people who just go here because they're nerds.
Specific class that like everyone's coming out of, that like
nerds.
All of them are the same person, basically.
I feel like people in Divine Studies are nerds.
People in Divine Studies are super nerds, yes.
Yeah, so that tracks.
In the background, there's also someone who's like, yo, are you gonna go to the gym tonight, bro?
Oh yeah, we gotta lift. We gotta go to the chapel gym and get those gains, godly gains,
I can't believe you're turning my own world building against me.
I'm about to carry 200 kilograms.
Kilograms. Okay. And so that's the conversations you hear.
See you later, Murandine.
The crowd kind of noise picks up again on campus. People are going about. It's like the early afternoon. The sun is kind of starting to set at this point. And the cawing of birds call down to you as you walk into the old chapel, now empty as classes have ended. And we'll pick up with that next time on Trials and Trebs next week.
All right, time to drop it.
Hope you all enjoyed this episode. Ben, can you do the outro?
Sure, I can do the outro. Thank you all for listening to this episode of Trials and Trebuchets. Whee! If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and review on our Apple podcast because it helps spread the word, and we love to hear your thoughts on it as well. It fills us with very good feelings when we see a nice review and we're like, look at this cute review, isn't it nice?
I hold it up to my eyes and go, I'm worth something.
Aww. We do share all of the nice reviews in our little group chat, and we always get so happy.
We love it when you love us.
We also have our own social media pages at Twitter and Instagram at Trials and Trebs. Oh God, it's been a while since I've done an outro. So on those social media pages, you can check out some fan art, some upcoming teasers for episodes that are about to release. Lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
We also have
maps.
Yes, maps. We also have maps. We also have a link to our Discord server in the description for this episode as well. You can click the link and join our Discord server and meet a lot of cool people, fans of the show. You know, just have like a really wholesome time with everybody in there.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great. It's real
Share
great.
Animal photos. Talk about hiking. You know those two bros who are just like utter chads who are just talking about lifting? That's essentially most of the server. So join it.
And for those feeling a little extra generous, we do have our own Patreon page where you can pledge to one of our multiple tiers. And basically it just helps sustain ourselves with either necessary equipment that we might need or just in general like livelihood sustain, sort of like groceries,
food,
such
bills,
like that,
life, living, all
money,
things
please.
And more.
It also just helps us, keep on making the show that we love to do.
Yes, it does. Thank you, Ben, for that beautiful outro.
We need that
I
ATP
really
for the podcast.
What's an ATP?
Huh?
Altering people.
What do you mean?
Adenosine triphosphate.
Wait.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this week's episode. I hope that you tune in next week for more Autumn's Blend episodes.
Autumn's Blend. Why did you say it like that?
I just need to be ominous at least once in the episode, or else I'll die of a heart attack.
Fine.
Bye,
You get
everyone.
one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Science is cool.